reaches starting place as we are now watching the lights count down. The 10 lights are on your screen. They are out and we are away. It looks like, I think P4 of the BCFC Josh has got a good start compared to P2 and P3, but someone's just sent it, and that is Primus Gaming. He's up into P4, but SLR Blocks made a brilliant start. But look at how much Legend has dropped though. Legend is down into P5 as BCFC Josh is very racy on Kements. The tyre delta between the softs and the mediums at the start of the stint is quite a lot, and it looks like Josh, Block, Primus are showing that. And that is a great start from Block. He's already 8/10 clear of Kements, and well, LSW Legend down to P5, the championship leader, with Gregors up 2 places himself.
Indeed he is. What a start from Block though. Like, he nearly had a second gap there going into the hairpin. He did what Connor did on Friday and just pulled a second gap just like that. Obviously commenced on the medium tyre, but Block really showing his pace off the bat here.
Oh, look at this. There looks to be maybe a bit of a move for P3. We have Primus Gaming who's ducking left, right, all kinds of ways, trying to put off BCFC Josh and trying to make the move, and at the moment he cannot do it. But yes, Kement at the moment, a bit of a roadblock for these guys who want to make their way through and challenge SLR Block on the soft compound tyres. As someone's gone!
Legend.
That's Legend! That's Legend! Legend has spun and he has dropped down to plumb last. He is down into P14. Sebastian Vettel, Brazil 2012. And someone else has gone as well. The other Red Bull and Primus Gaming. So it is an absolute shocker of a start from the Red Bulls. They had a brilliant qualifying position, the pair of them, but Primus Gaming has dropped down into last now, and LSW Legend is in P13. Wow, what a start this is. And, well, Gregors, he was thinking he was going to struggle, but now look at him. He's up into the points, he's into P9, and if he makes this move on Beethoven, he's going to make the move now, and he has made that stick. He will be, as it stands, into the original championship lead after USA. Wow.
What a start from Gregors and Swinners though. They're both already getting 6 positions off the start. And we're on lap 2. We've got a long way to go in this Grand Prix.
Indeed we do, and the action does not stop here, folks, as BCFC Josh is shaping up a move on Kement. Josh is usually a pretty quick driver, and in here in Division 3, and yeah, he does look like he wants to make the move on Kement, as Marsh is potentially looking to try and make the move on his teammate Rosary. The two of them are very close. And Swinners as well, also in a very good position. Of course, he crashed in qualifying, but on these medium tyres into P7, and it's looking very good.
Indeed he is.
But it is the fan favourite from Japan, SLR Block, in P1.
Yeah, 1.3 and a half tenths. He's already pulled.
Yeah, as there's a yellow flag and someone's off. Chiara. Someone's gone very far off. Chiara has gone all the way into the back end of the gravel, so I don't know whether Chiara made a bit of contact, potentially with someone else, or got a bit of wing damage there actually, so potentially. Or whether she's missed the pits as well, so disaster there for Chiara, and that is a place for Legend, as Midzi reckons that Legend is still going to get top 3, so that's pretty bold as we have a look at the gap, and he is 12 seconds behind the leader already, as Josh is looking really racy on Kements. And one interesting thing you're seeing here is these drivers all have their strengths and weaknesses in different areas of the track, and you're seeing, well, Josh, he's all over Kements in some parts of the track, but in some other parts, Kements gains a lot on him. But Josh is using a lot of his battery, and he's going to try and make the move here on Kements. He's got a penalty to Josh, but it's USA. I'm expecting most of the field to end up with penalties. That's usually what happens around here, whichever race you look at. But Josh does get the position, and is he now going to be able to close in on SLR Block, who has used quite a lot of his battery? So this is a very, very interesting phase of the race.
Indeed it is.
And the top 5 separated by 3 seconds. This is great racing so far. This is brilliant stuff.
I'm currently looking at the three-car battle for 6th place at the moment between Gregors, Beethoven and Swinners. Gregors nearly hit the back of Swinners down into finishing the 2nd sector. but it looks like he is about to get past the McLaren. He's on the mediums.
Yes, Gregor's opening this DRS, using a bit of battery. But then Swinners is also using a bit of battery to defend, and Gregor's sensible driver is not electing to make the move just yet. He's not going to go for the send into turn 1. He's going to bide his time. And that's potentially going to allow Beethoven to get quite close, actually. Beethoven looking really racy behind him. Gregor's made the move on him a couple of laps ago, but Beethoven has stuck with him. As it looks like we may have a battle for the lead here on the back straight. The gap between Block and BCFC Josh is now only half a second. So here we are. Block doing all the tricks, trying to break the slipstream of BCFC Josh, and at the moment it looks like it's worked, as Josh is not going to get close enough as of yet. And, well, look, you can see all these top 5 in the same camera shot, and further behind, Gregor's on Swinners. Fairly straightforward move from Gregor's up into P6.
It is. I thought Beethoven was going to send it round the outside there, but no, he did. He's waiting patiently to get past the McLaren on the different compound tyre as well, so he's definitely going to be quick. He's going to send it down the inside.
Oh, is he sending it? Yes. He is. He is going to send it, is Beethoven.
He isn't going to make the move
He does not quite make the move. He does not quite make it. As Gregor's has now picked up a penalty, so gradually, bit by bit, more drivers are picking up penalties as we enter lap 5.
We've seen Connor put in the chat.
And the top 5 are still in a train.
Connor's just put in the chat, shock, the Alpine is pacey. Yeah, the Alpine was pretty pacey on Friday, but unfortunately
no, don't feed his ego, mate. Don't feed his ego.
Oh,
don't feed his ego.
I've been giving it to him all day. I've been mentioning that race the whole day.
Yeah. Mentioning specifically the last 3 laps of that race.
I may have mentioned it once or twice already.
Brilliant. But anyway, we're now on board with the Alpine of BCFC Josh, and as Beethoven and Swinners now pick up penalties, so there we are. Starting to be a nice little checkerbook pattern of all drivers with those black and white penalty flags. As I can see, SLR Block's ERS light is flashing, but Josh has pretty much none of himself. There's the 2 Mercs further behind. I was going to say becoming a little bit detached, as Rosary is not quite able to live with the pace of Block, but having said that, Rosary does seem to gain a bit in other parts of the track, as Legend is now making his way through, past Maxwell.
He is. Warhead also making a move.
That's his yellow flag,
Kiara
and
again.
Kiara, yes.
Doing well so far as that's like Kiara after an incident earlier on, hitting the wall, needing a new front wing.
As Block ran very wide through that triple right. As his yellow flag.
Gregor's!
Gregor's!
Oh, that was so close.
That was close. And that's meant the LSW Legend and all of that has gone up into P7. So the championship battle takes yet another twist.
I think
but we're gonna stop. Yeah, Swinners is in the pits, so presumably has damage. But yeah, there is yet more incident in this Division 3 championship battle. There's the yellow flag. Who's that? Kemens. That is huge. That is absolutely huge. As Kemens in the Williams on those medium tyres was looking in a really strong position, as staying in that DRS train very, very nicely, but Kemens has had a spin and has dropped down into P6. Wow. I
think we're about to see a change for the lead here. Maybe. On a Block got a better exit.
It's about the same kind of gap as there was last lap. But we are going to see a change for the podium places here, as SLR Marsh has a lot more ERS than his teammate SLR Rosary. And these 2 Mercs should probably be working together here. Marsh has a lot more battery than Rosary. I don't know if they're in communication in this race or not. But if they are, Marsh will be on the radio saying, Valtteri, it's James, I need to get through and I need to use my extra ERS to catch back up. As Legend has now got past Kemens. Kemens obviously going to be faced with a bit used tyres as well, of course. He's going to have a bit of heat in those tyres from that spin. But yeah, Legend has made the move and is up into P6. So, I mean, Midsy's prediction at the moment is not far off, as Marsh is in the pits very early.
That's Rosary.
On lap 6. Oh, it's Rosary. Oh, I'm blind. I'm incredibly blind. It is SLR Rosary in the
Big
pits.
undercut.
And he's gone on lap 6, so he's not going to make the end, but he is going for the 2-stop. Very interesting.
Indeed it is.
No, I mean, as I said, I feel like the best strategy is the 1-stop. But I guess Rosary feels like he's got a decent bit of pace and he's going to go for that 2-stop. And hey, makes it more exciting for us, you know? So, he's come out right in front of Gregor's as well. So Gregor's already a pit stop down on the leaders. As a look at this, Josh, a much better exit than Block this time around. But they don't have any ERS, either of them. So it's all going to be pure DRS straight line speed. And I think Block defends the inside. Josh is going to go for the move. Here we are. This is a change for the lead here. They're going to remain side by side. Can Block hold it round the outside? He's going to try it on Josh. They're giving each other a lot of room here. This is great fighting between the two, and Block has the inside line for the hairpin, but Josh breaks a bit later than him. They're still going at it here. This is great battling between the two of them. Can Block hold it right round the outside? No, he can't. He runs off the track. And so Josh does take the lead.
He does. It's fair.
And are either of them going to react to Rosary? I don't think so. They are not.
Nah, definitely a bit too early.
And we're going to continue. As Josh is going to go very defensive into turn 1. But yes, Josh does make the move for P1, but this race is certainly not over between Josh and Block. This is a great fight between these two for P1.
It is. Maxwell's now the second car to come into the pit lane well, for a normal pit stop. And P9, I presume he's going to go on the mediums as well. I still think, is it a little bit too early to go for the 1-stop?
Yes, I think it is. From personal experience, I think going on lap 9, which is, well, it's 2 laps earlier than that, is just an unbelievable risk of getting a puncture even from then. So going that couple of laps earlier, and potentially these guys are probably going to run some more assists, which do also affect your tyre wear as well. I don't think that's the 1-stop. I think that's a 2-stop.
Oh,
as there's another change for the lead here. Yes, Block goes straight back past Josh, but outbrakes himself in the process. Of course, he's got his braking zones and stuff as well, but his braking zones without the racing line are, of course, going to be very different with or without DRS. As further back, LSW Legend has made his way past Beethoven into P4.
It's a great recovery from Legend so far. After that earlier spin,
as Beethoven's is going to maybe look on the inside, but he doesn't make the move.
Oh,
but Josh and Block are putting on a real show here. They are giving us some fantastic entertainment in Div 3. As Connor said, this is one of the best battles all weekend. I completely agree. And it is not over. As can Josh go round the outside of Block? Ooh. He can. They're giving each other room still. And oh, these guys must be absolutely loving this. I know I would. This is a proper battle for the lead. Side by side through the S's. And Josh does elect to stay behind. And Block retakes the lead. And what we need now is Block to pick up just a single penalty. And the battle for these two is fully for position. But I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I'm thoroughly enjoying it nonetheless. And here we are. Is Josh going to try and make a move into the hairpin before the back straight? No, he's not, but he is going to try and dummy Block into braking a bit late, and he's going to have a run on him yet again. As Sky M11 is cheering on Legend. Quite a common avid supporter of Legend in the chat, but here we are. As Block and BCFC Josh going side by side once again.
This is brilliant.
This is fantastic. This is great racing. This is Division 3 putting on an absolute show at the moment, and well, this is at some point potentially also going to allow SLR Marsh to catch up, because he's remaining fairly close. And Rosary as well, we mustn't forget, will probably be ahead of these two once they pit. As here we are, Josh is covering off the undercut, and Marsh is going for one on Block himself. There's a yellow flag, and that's Chiara's retired. Don't be...
Safety car!
Please don't come out ahead of Block. Please, go fast. Go. I think he's made it.
My goodness.
I think he's made it. I think he's made it.
Oof.
Oh,
Oh, that's close on it.
really good.
The
As
mini
Connor
heart
said,
back
this
there.
looks like an SLR Sem and SLR Connor practice lobby. But yeah, I did think the block was going to be royally shafted by that safety car, but he's good.
It's interesting, though.
Beethoven pitted onto the softs, Kemen's pitted onto the hards, and Josh and Marsh, of course, on the mediums. But that has completely screwed over Rosary, who was potentially going to gain that position. But with that safety car, well, these guys have got pretty much a free stop. And also Block, of course, has one as well. So this is going to be very interesting. Oh, there's no drive-through for Kemen's, speeding under the safety car. But yeah, this is going to be very close for Block to see where he comes out compared to Josh. Because, of course, Josh pitted from right ahead of him.
Oh!
As Gregor's drive through.
What's going on?
You're doing your best Gary Neville impression many times
I know,
today.
yeah, I did it in Singapore
this is brilliant.
as well.
This is brilliant. Yeah, we do have Gary Neville in the comms booth here today. But yes. Oh.
This is going to be crucial. And what rubs more salt in the wounds is they have to wait until we go back to green flag to do that. And Legend is going to be loving that.
Thing, Legend, I don't think, has the delta. He doesn't have the same delta as Block because he's closed up massively here. He doesn't have the same delta as all the others. And he's going to come in the pits here from his mediums. And, wow, I mean, this is very weird.
It is.
Legend has gone on to the softs, though, so he's going for a two-stop. He's not gone for the hards. They would make the end, but they are very slow. But yeah, he's come back out. Block's come back out just ahead of him. Where is Josh going to filter in all this? Josh needs to be rinsing his ERS as much as he can here. And look at this, and look at how close this is. Is he going to come up between them? Is he coming? Who's ahead there? Who's ahead out of him and Legend? I don't know. I don't know. That is... We will need VAR to have a look at that one. Because that looked very, very close. Oh, Josh has completely lost concentration there under the safety car. And...
It's close.
That was close. As Warhead's elected to stay out, and I think that's a bit of a dodgy decision, as Josh is clipping that pit exit, I guess, so just in case there's any incidents needed. But Legend on the softs is an interesting one. He gained massively. I don't know whether that is potentially a glitch because he is the host, and potentially, I don't know. I'm chatting out of my ass here, but like, maybe there is a glitch where if you are the host in a lobby on F1 2021, then sometimes you don't have a safety car delta for no reason when the other drivers do. I don't know. Maybe it's to do with the fact that the safety car came out before he crossed the line, and it came out after Block crossed the line, and so he crossed the line, that registered as his lap, and so therefore he didn't have a delta. But Legend has gained so much from this. He's gained so much, and he's well and truly in this race, albeit on the softs, and these will not go to the end. So he will have to pit again, he will have to make these moves. He's quick, Legend.
Yeah,
I don't know if he's that quick to be able to pull that pit stop and then come out yet again on another set of softs and potentially win this race.
No, I was going to mention that point. I know Legend is quick in the championship leader and all, but to pull a pit stop gap, it's going to be a hard one. But we did see in Division 1 that the softs near the end of the race are very, very quick. So who knows? He might be able to still maybe get at least a podium today.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough ask for him, though. Warhead could potentially help him out, of course, on those 10-lap-old mediums.
Definitely.
And I'm very surprised that Warhead has not pitted at all. Is he trying to serve his drive-through, maybe?
Mentz and Beethoven have just received a 5-second time penalty for closing behind a safety car.
Oh, that's a bit annoying.
It is.
Yeah, that is something you obviously have to be wary of. But yeah, Gregor's, maybe he's figuring that he's going to have to serve that drive-through penalty anyway, so therefore is making sure he's on absolutely as fresh tyres as possible at the back of the field, and it's essentially a pit stop onto slightly fresher tyres, and it only loses him about a second of track position when he serves his drive-through. But yeah, The safety car there, though, right on the pit window for the guys on the softs to go onto the mediums, is... I hate to say it, but it's kind of put a little bit of a dent in this race. Although that battle between Block and Josh was excellent, and I'm sure it's going to continue. I hope it continues, because I was thoroughly enjoying that. But yeah, I was really looking forward to seeing how the guys on the mediums were going to get on towards the end of the race.
Yeah, indeed. I can't wait to get back to green flag and see what's going to happen here between Josh and Block, because I've got a feeling this battle is just going to keep going on and on even longer. But it's also going to be interesting to see how quick Legend can get past these two on the fresh softs as well. Another driver who I would like to see make a bit of progress on those fresh softs as well is Beethoven on his softs down in P8.
Indeed. The safety car is now in this lap. So here we are. Block is going to have to pick his moment to go as the leader. As Connor said, he doesn't have to pull a full pit stop, he just needs to get back through the pack on fresh softs. Yes, but he's got to make up, of course, a pit stop worth of time on those softs. Yeah, but I think if Legend kind of gets a 6 or 7 second gap, which is what he needs, then he could potentially do this, but it's going to be tricky. And I think this battle for this race win is still between Block and BCFC Josh, as Block has now chosen his moment to go, and he is away, as Josh has had a shocker of an exit out the final corner. An absolute shocker. And LSW Legend is straight past him, up into P2. Is he going to break later than Josh? Josh is trying to fight this, but Legend does get the position and moves up into P2, so that is a crucial move there from Legend.
Indeed,
it's pivotal for this race.
Yeah, crucial for maybe the championship as well. And speaking of the championship, Greg has just finished doing the drive-through as well, so he's going to need a really good champions recovery drive if he wants to get points back today.
Indeed. And Legend, of course, is going to be fighting his way through the field as well at some point. But here we are. Legend on Block. What does Block do here? Does he... Oh, I don't... Oh, what does he do? Oh, and Legend has crashed. That's what he does. What has gone on here? Legend has had a spin in the braking zone of the hairpin before the back straight, and I think he's made a bit of contact with Marsh or Rosary, one of the two, and he's dropped down to P12 as Legend. Wow. Wow.
What on earth?
That is scenes. That is scenes. That is. I'm speechless at that. I mean, like,
yeah.
I'm not really saying much because I'm just so confused as Beethoven is sending it on Kements. Beethoven loves a bit of a lunge into that hairpin. You absolutely love to see it. And is he going to hold it all the way around the outside of Kements? These two debutants giving each other plenty of racing room. That is what we love to see. And Beethoven gets the position. He's still leaving him a bit of room. But Kements does have to concede the place. And Beethoven makes the move. Great race.
Brilliant battling again.
Great race. This is...
Love it.
These Division 2 drivers have come in from this Christmas break, and they have showcased some brilliant racing, some fantastic racing. It's been a joy to watch, and these guys have been really clean for the most part, and yeah, it's been great to see. As look at this, Block versus BCFC Josh, feels like part 15. As Connor asked what happened there, I'm not sure. I don't know whether Legend got tagged or not. I was on board with him and it just looked like he spun by himself. But I don't know whether you got a bit of view of that. But yeah, it's a really weird place to make a mistake there by Legend.
It is. Is Josh going to be close enough to make a move? No, he's that 4 tenths back, so maybe on the next lap we're going to see a move for the lead.
Yes, indeed. Indeed, Block, of course, has that advantage and that security of not having the penalty. But at the moment, Josh is looking very, very racy behind him. Block's got a bit more ERS this time, though, although runs very, very wide through that fast right. And that has lost him a lot of time compared to Josh. I've noticed he's been running wide there quite a bit as Block, and that is losing him a lot of time, and has put Josh right on him, as Marsh is there as well, as Clements is now pitted.
What to do is drive through.
Oh, that's it. That's it.
And John McGregor's at back.
As Beethoven, on his fresh softs, has got past Warhead on his old mediums. Both, of course, have to stop again. As Block and Josh now once again are
Josh gets another
really
penalty.
close to each other. Oh, that is very crucial. That opens up Marsh potentially for P2.
It does, and he's within DRS of Josh.
As now he's got DRS. Yes, as here we are. Here we are, Block versus Josh again. Josh goes around the outside. Can he make the move stick? Yes, he can. Block is not fighting that too hard. Of course, he just needs to stay within 6 seconds of him now.
That's
so,
this one is a Moorhead going wheel to wheel.
Oh, I'm just going to go up the board with that, yep.
Great.
They're still going wheel to wheel here. And can Swinners hold it up the inside here? Yes, he can.
From the McLaren driver there.
As now is Block just biding his time, biding his ERS. And is going to try again on Josh. Here we are. DRS open. Josh is using a bit of ERS, but I don't think it's going to be enough as Block darts to the inside and is going to go up the inside. No, he doesn't. He thinks, oh, he does. Josh left him just enough room, but it looked like Block was going to go up the inside. Then he thought better of it. Then he made the move anyway. It's very interesting.
Yeah, both extremely racy today.
I don't know whether Block got a little bit scared there, maybe, and thought maybe I'll just value the long run, but as he had a bit of a mistake there and nearly loses it. But yeah, that nearly cost him.
Yeah, he's got a lot more battery than Josh as well.
He's used a lot of curb there as well, and very lucky not to lose his car, but still gets a better exit than Josh. So here we are. SLR Block is going to go for the race lead once again.
And how many times you've said that today?
And he goes deep once again. So here we are. They go side by side through 3, and he's got a pen. He has got a 3-second time penalty to Block, and that is crucial for Marsh's race. And if Marsh manages to nip it up the inside of Block, if Block makes any kind of mistake, then this could potentially open Marsh up for the win. As Block goes right past Josh, he's going to hold it round the outside. I've got a brilliant sweeping camera angle, and these two are still going side by side here. What is this? This is absolutely terrific stuff, and what a camera angle, as Marsh is getting involved as well. But wow. Wow. Josh did get the DRS, and is that going to save him from a move into turn 1 potentially? I'm not so sure, but
Marsh was going to send it there. He had a half look.
I'm not so sure, but here we are. Marsh is now going to try and make the move on Block. He thinks better of it, but Marsh is well and truly in this race now as well. What a fight here in Division 3.
Brilliant.
What a fight. What a fight. As Marsh picks up another penalty himself. So that is 6 seconds for Marsh, so that eases the pressure on Block a little bit, but wow, this is great stuff, as now everyone has picked up a penalty.
I was literally about to congratulate Primus as well for not getting a penalty, but
yeah, premature commentator's curses. Here we are, Block up the inside of Josh, and he has made the move stick, and this time gets his braking point right and keeps the position. Wow, this is so good to watch. This is so good. This is a great race. This is, as whilst this is going on, Legend has worked his way back up into P8, but of course does have to pit again. So
because he's shown exceptional pace so far on the softs. I just saw him get past Warhead down that straight, but so he's done well to get back in. But like you mentioned, he needs to pit again as Rosary picks up another penalty. As Primus is now pitting on those medium. I'm not sure if he has damage or not.
Oh, that's a bit of a weird move. This Warhead's pitting as well. Is Primus going to go... Has he got a wing change?
No.
No, that is... That is incredibly bizarre from Primus Gaming.
Dude, he could have
As he would have made the end on those mediums, and he only had 3 seconds of penalties.
Well,
Yellow flag and set to 1.
Swinners
has gone. Swinners has hit the wall and is continuing to hit the wall.
With Legend.
And he's got a 5-second penalty for collision with Legend. Now Swinners is going to rejoin the track. Hopefully he does that. I was a bit scared there. I was a bit scared there. Swinners was on the apex in the middle of the S's, and Kemet was incredibly close to causing an almighty collision that would have definitely put both of them in the hospital. That was... Oh, wow. Wow, that was...
Rosary and Beethoven.
That was really a big one.
The battle for P4.
And yes, yeah, Beethoven running pretty well as Rosary is... Oh, he's squeezing him a bit. Beethoven's going to try to keep out the inside, and he does keep that move. As the top 3 battle is still raging on. I can't quite believe that these 3 are this close and are battling for this hard for this race victory.
It's brilliant.
It's brilliant stuff. VCFC Josh has got a better run out of the final corner as Legend picks up a penalty. So is he going to have a go on SLR Block?
He is.
He brakes later than him. He's going to go round the outside. Is he going to pull this move off round the outside of turn 1? Is Block going to have the better run? They're going to go side by side through the S's here. Don't make contact, guys. You've been so clean. No! Block has gone. Block has gone. No. No.
He shouldn't have kept his nose in there, but... Oh,
that is a real shame. They've been racing so cleanly, but yeah, I mean, it's so tricky to go side by side there, and that's put Marsh in the lead. Oh, that is so unfortunate. That was... I genuinely thought that it would be like it was a really, really nice clean battle, but they've made contact, and that is racing sometimes. And now Block's going to have to work his way back up the field. He's got a decent bit of ERS, and hopefully he's not got too hot tyres.
Fortunately,
but
as well,
he could still be on for a podium here.
Damage.
And another thing as well with Block.
Oh!
It was Rosary! Rosary just ahead of Block, and Block's all of a sudden, for being in a really, really clean phase of his race, to loads of incidents happening, and that is so unfortunate. So unfortunate for a Block. And for the battle as well. For the battle. The battle was excellent, and the battle has ended.
Crucially as well.
Although BCFC Josh is now... as Beethoven and Rosary are both in the pits for softs. So that's blocking the podium places again.
I was going to mention, Marsh has now pulled over a second on Josh. So can he pull away? Both on
and at the moment, I'm going to check the penalties here, Yep. Marsh at the moment will take this race victory, but Block, it is not over for him, this race win. It is not over at all, because he is from the leader 6 seconds. So he just needs to pull 3 seconds. Hope these guys battle quite hard for the race win, and well, if he pulls that gap, then Block is gonna potentially still be in with a shot here. So this is still a 3-way fight for this win.
It is.
It's definitely still a 3-way fight. Although Block's now got Legend charging up behind him, who's got a lot of battery.
It's not one man you want behind you. Championship leader Legend.
But Legend does have to pit again, of course, and he's going to probably be pitting in the next couple of laps.
Will he be going on the softs? Did he start on the softs or did he start mediums?
He started on the mediums, went onto the softs into the safety car, and needs to put on another set of softs to go to the end of the race.
Oh, and Block nearly just lost it there. Legend's really going to catch him.
Josh nearly lost it as well. So driver's making a few mistakes here as Josh is clearly pushing very, very hard to get up to Marsh. And well, yeah, I mean, like, as it is, here we are. Yes, a Legend. I did say he was going to pit at some point, and he has.
Josh now within a
But
second.
yeah, I would hate for this. One thing though, I would say I would hate for this race to be decided in the stewards' room after that battling between Block and Josh. Because to be honest, I don't know. For me, that's probably a racing incident.
Yeah.
Like,
let them race.
Block was there, of course, but it is the S's, and those kind of things can happen.
Yeah.
Just unfortunate, of course. As Josh has got a brilliant run through the S's compared to Marsh, and he's right up with him now. So here we are. This is now the battle for the victory. We are still going to have battling, folks. We are still going to have entertainment. We're still going to have fighting. And at the moment, Gregors is going to be in the championship lead.
He is. He's maybe going to
After all
P8.
this, he's gone up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Legend is down P12 after.
Ooh, Legend just had a collision with Roscoe there. Roscoe was going very slowly. He's just hit the back of Roscoe. I don't think he's got damage, but that was a very close call there from Legend.
Indeed it was. And here we are. Who's your call for this race victory?
I don't even know.
Josh and Block. Or even Maxwell. He's got 6 seconds, but I mean, late safety car, and he's back in this race.
I'd like to see Block get back into this battle, but I think the pace Josh is showing, I think he's going to be the one that takes the victory.
I mean, watch Swinners win.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Late safety car, who knows?
Indeed. That's it, we are. Josh has looked very, very quick compared to Marsh through these S's, and well, both of these drivers have had a fantastic race, and gonna have a look up at the position changes. Marsh started in P5, Josh started in P3, of course, P4, sorry, and of course Block started in pole, so that is some great battle in between.
Another thing, Legend back into championship lead. Greg has just lost P9.
And they're going to be battling on track here.
They are.
They're going to be battling on track here. And we've seen them come together a few times this season when they've been battling on track, the two championship leaders. As all Josh thinks about a move on Marsh, as Swinners is pumping in fastest lap after fastest lap, having some fun, albeit in last place. As all, there's a move here for P4. Kement's on his hards. The hards coming into play a bit. He's got past Maxwell. There's a yellow flag.
It's Josh.
There's a yellow flag. It's Josh. It's Josh. Josh has had a spin. He's dropped down into P3. Block's taken place. And Josh was looking like he was maybe going to be setting up a move on Marsh. Has now dropped all the way into P3. He's dropped so much time, and that is heartache for Josh. And wow, I mean, the race takes yet another twist. And now the battle for the victory is, can Block close in to within 3 seconds of Marsh? He's got one less penalty than him. And he has been gradually eating into the gap of Marsh, so this battle for the win is not yet over as well. They've spaced out a bit, but on penalties, we have a look. 6 seconds versus 3 seconds. And Block could definitely be on here. He's taken another half a second out of Marsh. He's potentially going to be starting to sweat a little bit. He's going to have maybe taken it a little bit easy, seeing Josh make that mistake, but then he's just seen Block absolutely munch into his lead, and wow, this is going to be so close come the end of this race. I can't call this. We said something would happen. You've put the commentator's curse on Josh.
I'm not saying anything else.
Win. But yeah, I mean, I'm not saying anything else either. Yeah, what a race. What a race, and it's still not over.
Sorry to put in battle for P5.
Oh, yep.
Maxwell.
Yep. Yeah, of course, Maxwell is on those older mediums. Primus is on those fresh softs, and he's making up a lot of time on them, and he's up to P5.
Yeah, he's chasing down Clements as well on the hards. It could be P4 in the end for Primus game, and it'll be a brilliant recovery.
Indeed it would, as now Marsh has stretched out the advantage on Block through this final sector. He's a bit stronger than Block through this final sector. It is a very, very tricky section, so perhaps Block's made a bit of a mistake, but yeah, the gap's now sitting at 5.3.
And Legend is catching up to this little train with Beethoven and Warhead in. Gregors' race is getting a little bit worse. He's now down to 12. Legend right behind Beethoven now with DRS. So is Beethoven as well. He's using the battery that he's got left. He's got quite a lot of it. Is he going to have a go around the outside? They're both closing up to Warhead fairly quickly. Legend round the outside of the Alfa Romeo. Is he going to get the position? He isn't.
Oh, he isn't. As once again at the end of those S's, beginning of that second sector, block gains yet again on Marsh. As Legend gets very close to the back of Beethoven. Warhead parking the bus here at the moment and creating this brilliant action between him, Beethoven, and Legend.
Ooh, Beethoven getting really close to Warhead there.
And here we are. Can Beethoven make the move? And also, someone else who's making the move, Primus Gaming, up the inside of Commence. To P4.
Legend's going to send it on Beethoven!
As Legend has sent over, and Max and Warhead's made contact. Legend's made contact with Beethoven yet again.
On the outside.
And they're still battling it out. Legend tries to hold the position.
Oh,
and Beethoven's going to send it! Oh, that is a big dive there from Beethoven. As Legend keeps the place, but as Legend picks up another penalty.
Might be crucial. He's going to get points.
Crucial.
Oh, he's at the back of Beethoven.
He hits the back of Beethoven. Potentially a little bit frustrated there.
Rosie gets past Maxwell as well, just ahead of him. But yeah, Legend getting up into P8. Is Warhead going to send it? He is! He is! What a dive!
This is dive bomb central, this racing at the moment, as Swinners has had a bit of a spin in the background. It really isn't. Yeah, Legend has taken the place. Beethoven's got another penalty.
Marsh,
but yeah, it's getting a bit dirty that at the moment, as Swinners has had a spin and is recovering.
Does now look like Marsh may have. I don't really want to say it, but the race sorted.
I was on board with Swinners, and that was a very, very weird.
It was, yeah. I caught the end of that one.
As he's retired in the pits.
Beethoven and Warhead going again.
Oh, once again. And odds on Beethoven lunging it up the inside of Warhead here.
He doesn't.
No, he doesn't. He does not.
Oh, tremendous Primus gaming. Oh, Primus is round.
Oh, and he nearly wipes out his teammate. And Primus drops all the way down into what is now last as Gregors has got the place. Wow.
This is absolutely crazy.
Wowie. Yeah, this is a race. As all Primus Gaming has retired in the pits.
We've got 11 left.
As Josh has picked up another penalty. And this could potentially open up Josh to be overtaken by Kemen, so as a 5-second penalty. I don't know whether that was for a collision under the safety car.
It was.
I'll actually have a... So Kemen's could potentially get that removed if he provides enough evidence.
The gap closing up between the lead here. I've just noticed, and BCFC Josh is also catching up.
Indeed.
Crucial.
As Legend is now making the move on Maxwell. And Beethoven's making the move on Warhead. Warhead's going to try and keep it up the inside. And wow, these two have been going at it for so long. Beethoven's trying to still stick it in there.
Ooh,
They're trying to hold it around the outside. And Warhead keeps the place. As Beethoven has... Oh, Beethoven's lost it, and Roscoe's got the place on him. It's a bit of a mistake there from Beethoven, and that is that battle over.
It is.
As long as this has been going on, Josh has actually closed up
I'm going to mention that.
to a second behind block after his spin. So he's got some brilliant pace as Josh, but unfortunately he has 9 seconds of penalties, and it's kind of removed any chance he's got of the victory, but yeah, showing some brilliant pace here and is gonna potentially end the race how it started, with a bit of a battle with block. Wouldn't that be nice?
It would. It's not like we've seen it, the majority of the race, but let's just see it one more time, please.
Yes, it does look like these three will be the podium, so as I've definitely jinxed it, Block and Josh are going to hit each other on the final lap, aren't they? I've just jinxed it into that. It's happening. As Josh is now sizing up a move on Block.
Someone who's sizing up a move as well. Legend.
Yeah, he's got up the inside of Rosary, and he's somehow into P5 after all of this. I'm not quite sure how he's managed that, but Legend is up into P5.
Yeah, he's done
does
very
have 9
well.
seconds of penalties, but he has done well. As we now into the final lap, and SLR Marsh is just 1 lap away from an SLR victory. I don't know if it's his first, but he's doing very, very well. He's just got to do this final lap and not lose too much time to Block, as Beethoven's been disqualified for failing to use the required tyre compounds. Gregors has got a point now, so that's cool, I guess. I don't know if we have. That's
a rare one.
Very weird. Look at this. Marsh has made a mistake. Marsh has made a mistake. I was completely just oblivious to that gap, as Block is now only 3.4 seconds behind him. 3.4, 3.5, and if Block has a good final sector here, he could potentially still win this race. He's going defensive here to try and stop Josh from making the move. But wow, this is a very, very tense ending here for Block and for Marsh. Block has nothing to lose now. He's just got to absolutely send it. But can Marsh keep it together? I can see there he's had a bit of a wiggle. The nerves certainly started to kick in, as he's just 2 corners away now. Going through the Mosswood corner, he's very cautious. Is he being too cautious? He's going to come up towards the line. He has crossed the line to get provisional victory. Is Block doing enough? No, he's not. He gets P2 by 0.5 of a second, with BCF Josh in P3 in a podium place. Kemence finishes in P4. Rosary gets Legend on penalty, so Legend finishes P6, Rosary P5. Warhead is going to end up P8 as Roscoe gets P7 on penalties. Maxwell crosses the line in P9, and Gregors rounds out the top 10 and rounds out the finishers. But what a race. What a race that was. That was thoroughly enjoyable, completely unpredictable, and some great battling all the way through. Love that one.
Josh
really love that race.
That race. But Marsh taking the victory there. As I've seen SLR Fempest put in the chat as well. Block for driver of the day. What do you think, Sam?
I'd personally... Oh, it's a difficult one. Because, of course, him and Josh did have that coming together. I'm personally more leaning towards Marsh for driver of the day myself. But all 3 of those podium finishers drove absolutely fantastically. Very close to each other throughout most of the race, and of course they did come together. Of course they did kind of separate towards the end of the race, but 0.5 of a second at the end, and that was a great race. That was thoroughly enjoying. That was thoroughly enjoyable. Yeah. Just waiting for Block to join the party as well. I don't know whether he knows there's a podium interview party.
He just said he doesn't have a headset.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah. Want me to start with Josh?
Yep, and I'll do Marsh, I guess.
So Josh, P3 it was in the end. You had quite a bit of battling with Block, and there was contact. Block got put around. Do you mind talking us through that battling with him?
I feel like it was just constant. It was just because we were all stuck in the DRS train. There was no way of breaking it. So every straight, we just get each other again. That one battle through Sector 3 where we went through pretty much side by side the whole way. That was a good battle. I did really enjoy it, to be fair.
Do you think you deserved more today than P3, or are you more than happy with that?
I feel like I did deserve more, but I brought it upon myself that I spun and ruined my own race, so I can't do anything about that, and neither can anyone else, so that's upon me, but yeah.
Yeah, still very unlucky with that, but still a big well done to finish P3 in the end.
Cheers. Thank you.
Yeah, and you're now on to SLR Marsh. Well, you were always in and around that top 3 or 4 all race, and you have come across the line in P1. Well, yeah, and so I guess talk us through your race. It seemed like for pretty much the vast majority of your race, you were just watching Block and Josh go side by side, and then a couple of incidents later, and you find yourself in P1. So, first of all, congratulations to yourself. Very, very good drive from yourself. And secondly, just talk us through your race and how do you feel with your race victory?
Yeah, well, I got off to a bad start. I dropped a few places, and then I was basically just sat there, just waiting in the DRS train, and then I saw one spin out in front of me, and then like a couple of corners later, Legend spin out in front of me, which brought me up a bit. And then basically I was just sat behind Block and Josh, just watching the whole time, because I didn't even have to use my ERS, and I was still keeping up within DRS range, so I just sat there just waiting for him to make a mistake, followed him in the pits, and it looked like they had a collision on the S-bend. So I took advantage of that, went straight through, and then I saw Josh coming up behind me. And then he had a spin before the long right-hander, and then from then I was just coasting it all along the way. I'm making sure I did not, because I was left on one warning for another penalty, and I would have lost P1 if I got that warning. So I was just basically coasting through the rest of the race.
Yeah, we saw the gap suddenly go down as well by a second on the final lap. Was that you just avoiding warnings, or was there potentially a little bit of a mistake in the final lap we didn't see? Because it looked like you were quite comfortable until the final lap, had the gap at about 5 seconds, but then suddenly the gap went down by about a second and a half. So kind of just like talk us through just that final lap, and yeah, as you said, just bringing the car home.
Yeah,
the nerve settling in there.
I saw the gap, it was quite steady, and then I think I just got to the second corner of the S-bend and it gave me a track limits, and from then I knew that if I got one more I would have got that 9-second penalty and I would have lost P1, so I just basically slowed down for the rest of Sector 1 and then just carried on for the rest of Sector 2.
Yes, and that is, yeah, and yes, congratulations on the victory for yourself.
Yeah, I want to thank my team and all the guys and girls back at the factory.
Yes.
You know, the normal Mercedes
Get in there, Lewis.
victory.
Yeah. Another thing as well, championship-wise, with Legend 6th, Gregor's 10th, it's now 9 points at the top between the two.
Very exciting, very exciting. And that does put Marsh on exactly 100 points as well. So that's a nice little milestone. But yeah, that's all we got time for. Thank you all very much for watching, and what was a brilliant Division 3 race. And yeah, we hope to see more of it next week. Make sure you join us for Mexico, same time next week. Thank you all for watching, and also tune in 7 PM tomorrow for the McEwen Division.